Irris Makler in Jerusalem. Irris, do you get the impression that Israel is feeling the pressure from its biggest ally, notably the United States, and of course this in the context of the visit by Lloyd Austin?
It's been a cavalcade of visits, actually, of American officials and Lloyd Austin today. Lloyd Austin is gracious and graceful and eloquent. And if you have to be steered by someone in a bear hug, sending you in a certain direction, I think he's a very easy version of it. So what we saw in that press conference, at any rate, was him just reminding Israel of the things that are important to the United Nations. The release of the hostages, which is important partly, but not only, because there are Americans amongst the hostages who are being held. The humanitarian aid to civilians in Gaza. He said it was a moral duty and a strategic imperative. You can get more done if you look after the civilians, if your aim is to destroy Hamas, as Israel puts it. So he's practical as well in that message. There was also messages about restraining the violent settlers in the West Bank. There was also messages about the Lebanese border, a message to Hezbollah, don't push it, don't start a regional war. And I think really you have to say that Washington has been responsible for making sure this is a war between Israel and Hamas and not Israel and Lebanon and Hezbollah at the same time, definitely instrumental in that. And they also looked further afield to the Red Sea and to the Houthis. So he was giving an overall US position, but still couched in the terms of we are here to support you.
You mentioned the Houthis there, Irris. One of the stories we've been keeping an eye on today here at France 24 are those seizures of ships by Houthi rebels in the Red Sea. What more do we know about that? And what might some of the consequences of that be, do you think?
It's interesting. I don't know if we've been covering it enough because it's been almost daily. There's either been missile attacks all the way from Yemen up across, in effect, up the Red Sea all the way to Israel, some of them intercepted by the United States, some of them intercepted in Israel, and there have been attacks on shipping. And what that means, I think, is that these Iranian proxies are really having an impact, economic and also on the shipping in the Red Sea. It's a very busy part of the maritime world. The Suez Canal sees about 12 to 15% of the world's shipping going through there, or it was, until what we saw was that some of the largest shipping giants, Maersk and others, BP as well, said they're not going to send stuff via the sea anymore. They're going to halt that for a while. That's a huge impact on Egypt, which has $8 billion coming in from the Suez Canal annually, on Israel, which has 90% of its goods delivered by ship, actually perhaps more, and on the world shipping. And that's what we heard from Lloyd Austin today, the importance of free navigation. And we have heard from Washington, he said it would happen soon, that what it's aiming for is a multinational maritime patrol. And we have heard that some European nations have already signed up to that. They also want Arab nations to take part. And they're going to try and guard the shipping lanes and keep the trade flowing and stop that Iranian Houthi pressure on international navigation.
Okay, Irris Makler in Jerusalem. Thank you very much indeed.